Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be reviewing the second episode here of Stranger Things within this first season, the Weirdo on Maple Street. Essentially, this is just following up the first episode here where we see Mike and his friends kind of talking to Eleven, trying to figure out what they need to do and what steps to take next because they don't know if they should go to Mike's mom or they just leave it as is. Lucas and Dustin are both, pushing to, have Mike have her just walk around, talk to her mom, figure things out from there. But Levin doesn't want to do that. Mike kind of has a thing for her here early on, and yeah, so he doesn't follow through with that. After that, we see a few different things pop on up. One of the big things for me was Benny's regular at the police off or the officer station there. Um, and he's basically just talking to Hopper about the description of the kid because he noticed the kid as well and what you know she was wearing and the hair and all that fun stuff. Hopper thinks it could be Will, just with the shaved head, but and in the back of his head he has heard of another situation of a kid disappearing, but he wasn't too sure about that. But nonetheless, we keep going through here this episode where one of my favorite lines here within this movie is Nancy and Mike sitting at the table where Mike asks her, "So how was studying last night?" And then she responds back, "Good." And he's like, "What are you studying again?" "Human anatomy." And she kicks him, and it's just great because it's one of the funniest lines throughout the entire movie, or not the movie, the entire show here, especially in the first season. Um, Aside from that, we just kind of see Jonathan going to see his dad, see if Will may have popped up there. Nothing came out of that. Eleven shows her powers for the first time too, all of them, just by slamming the door shut because Lucas was going off on Mike about not, turning her into his mom basically. So there's that. Outside of that, we just see Steve having a party at his place because his parents are gone. Nancy and Barb show up there. Jonathan's kind of just in the woods looking for his brother and then ends up stumbling upon the party where he ends up taking pictures, which those pictures come back to be useful later on, as we see in like the fourth or fifth episode or something like that. It might even be in the third one as well. But aside from that, Joyce gets a phone call where she hears Will's voice. The phone gets completely shot. Um, Other than that, it just kind of ends with Barb disappearing due to the Demogorgon taking her, which we don't exactly know right away, but it's kind of insinuated there. You kind of have a feeling that it happened that way, but nonetheless, she's taken there at the end of the episode, and we get one glimpse there of the Demogorgon at the end, which was really cool to see. A really nice, quick, subtle shot, and then that was the end of the episode there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these first two videos. I'm going to continue to do these as long as people are liking them, and until the next one.